Hi, and welcome to Scruffy Politics. This is Stimpy here in Detroit. Steve is away for this evening, but what I would like to talk about is the LA riots. That's the big thing going on right now. And everybody's blaming Trump, right? Trump caused this. Trump is the one that started all this, right? So let's just take a step back here. How did this begin? Well, it began with ICE agents in Los Angeles going around looking for certain individuals. But let's go to a video here and see how the Democrats have portrayed this. Let's see what they have to say about this.
We have witnessed some disturbing scenes, protesters throwing rocks at police.
At ICE holding locations, they have refused us to see the conditions that these humans have an actual name, and they would be asking people for their identification. They would not be breaking car windows, and they would not be raiding places of employment, school graduations, or standing in front of elementary schools demanding to be allowed in to arrest children.
We have
Okay, so she says that the ICE agents were going around arresting children at elementary schools and going to high school, or I don't know if she said high school, but graduations. Earlier in this broadcast, she said they were indiscriminately looking for people. Well, indiscriminately means that you have no idea who you're looking for. So now let's go over and take a look at something else. Let's share our screen again, if we can, and go over to this. Okay, so what do we have here? Here's who ICE arrested before the protest broke out. Well, it appears it wasn't indiscriminate. Apparently, they had a list of people they were looking for. So if we scroll down, so here we have Lionel Sanchez. It says Lionel Sanchez of Mexico, so he's not an American, was previously convicted of discharging a firearm at an inhabited dwelling and vehicle in, I guess they mean Orange County, California, battery on a spouse or cohabitant, willful cruelty to a child, driving under the influence, and assault with a semi-automatic firearm. That doesn't sound like a nice person just minding their own business, working a shift at Home Depot. What about this guy? Chan, I guess is how you say his name. Wait, she said that they were just scooping up Latinos, but this guy's Vietnamese. Now, actually, if you watched when Biden was letting 20 million people into the country, I mean, I remember one broadcast, there was like 100 Chinese people lined up. So actually, a lot of this is, looks like it has a focus on Mexico. No, there was people from all over the world, Arabs, Russians. I mean, it was just an open door policy. Like, it was a big blinking green light. Everybody could come in. Anyway, what did this guy do? He was already sentenced to 15 years to life in prison for killing two teenagers at a high school graduation party. Well, that's not a very nice person. What about this guy? Sexual battery in Los Angeles. So isn't Trump doing you a favor if he's taking this guy off the street, even if you're a Democrat? I see a lot of young Democrat women out there in these protests. Wouldn't you want this guy in jail or removed from the country? Are you really fighting to keep this guy out on the streets when he was convicted of sexual battery? I mean, think about that. What about this guy? Assault with a deadly weapon, great bodily injury in Los Angeles. I wouldn't want to run into that guy. I would love it if Trump would get that guy out of society. I don't understand why everybody wouldn't want that guy out of society. Here we go. Here's another Mexican citizen, so not an American. Was convicted of possessing unlawful paraphernalia. Yeah, that's not very serious. Depends on what it was, of a controlled substance. That means like a needle or something. Assault with a deadly weapon. That's not good. Obstructing a police officer. Was sentenced to nearly a year in prison. What's this? Intent to distribute cocaine. That's not good. This guy was sentenced for robbery. This guy was arrested for distribution of heroin and cocaine and domestic violence. That's not good. This guy was smuggling illegals. So it would appear that, the administration did know who it was going after. And again, I just don't understand for the life of me why would you not want these people in jail or taken out of the country? I mean, Biden let everybody in, and he had a policy of, well, if you want to make an omelet, you got to break some eggs. And it happened, right? There was several mothers and innocent American women citizens who were raped and murdered. And the Democrats just kind of had an attitude like, well, a little bit of that's going to happen when you decide to let 20 million unknown people into your country. Now Trump is going around and he has a stated goal. He's going after actual criminals that have been convicted or people we know are bad people. And he's trying to remove them from the society for all of us, Republicans and Democrats. So again, if you're a Democrat, why are you fighting this? I know that the Democrat mantra is he's just picking up kids at graduation parties and innocent nannies and people that are working at Home Depot or whatever. That's not true based off what we just saw. So that's a lie. I don't know. You got to take what you hear from the Democrats with a grain of salt. People obviously don't believe when they say that. That's why Trump won all the swing states and the popular vote. People didn't trust what the media were saying. Anyway, that's all I have for you tonight, folks. Thanks. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff.